If your mix sucks, well, you're in the right spot. In this video, I'm going to show you guys every step you need to take in order to mix vocals that actually sound good in 2026 in FL Studio. In this video, I'm going to show you guys the exact method that I use to take my vocals from sounding like this,
say what you told her, mama, why you trying to make me beat the bag out,
to sounding like this.
Bend it over, keep steady, I told her I'm on one. Why you trying to make me beat the bag out? Why telling people that bitch you a damn lie?
By the end of this video, you'll be able to make music with vocals that sound like they were mixed by a professional engineer. So let's get started. Alright guys, before we jump into FL Studio and get started on this video, I want to let you guys know that down in the description below, there's a free preset waiting for you. All you got to do is give me your email and I'll send it right to your inbox. So go ahead and do that right now before the video starts, and then you can follow along with this video a little bit easier. Let's get it. Okay, so here is the FL Studio project right here. Before we get started, I want to give you guys a full listen to the song so you understand exactly what we're creating today. And after that, I'm going to delete everything in this project and we're going to start from complete scratch.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone. Had the bass and shorty, she tryna bend it over. Keep steady, I told her I'm on one. Why tryna make me beat the bag out? Why telling people that bitch you a damn lie?
Alright, so let's get started. So I'm going to leave the beat and the vocals right here, but we're going to go into the mixer and I'm just going to right click all of these and click delete. And then since we're recording this, I'm also going to just delete these vocals. So we are starting with a completely fresh version of FL Studio. So all we have is the beat and also the reference track. Alright, so let's get started. So we're gonna start with insert number 1. I'm gonna shift click on this and we're gonna name this main vocal, and I'm just gonna change this to the color. Let's go with blue. You can make this any color you want. Then you're gonna right click on the mixer and you're gonna click the letter A on your keyboard. What this does is it links this mixer channel to this playlist channel. Now we just have a lot of different options that help us mix and keep everything organized and easy to look at. I'm also gonna right click this playlist channel and we're gonna go to track mode and we're gonna go to audio track, insert number 2, and I'm gonna right click this and go to auto name. And now this named the mixer track Keep Steady, so we just have the beat in place too. So now let's get started with building this preset. I'm going to be using Waves plugins, but you can use anything you want. There's also a lot of free options out there that work the same as these plugins, so you should be able to figure out what you're doing. So the first thing I'm gonna start out with is Autotune. So I have Autotune Pro pulled up here. The first thing you need to do is go to the settings and use low latency. This is going to be so when we are recording, we don't have any latency in our mic and we can actually use the preset and record naturally and sound good. We're going to bring the retune speed all the way up. I do not know the key of this song, so I'm going to have this link down in the description below, but there's a web app that I use where you upload the beat and you can get the key and BPM of the song. All right, so here's the website right here, and you're just going to drag your beat in here, and it's going to do that pretty much instantly. So we got 120 BPM E flat minor. So let's set our, well, we already have our BPM set. Then we're going to go to Autotune and set this to E flat, which is going to be D sharp. Okay, so the next plugin that I like to add in my chain is going to be NS1. And basically NS1 is kind of like a noise gate, but it works a little bit differently. It doesn't sound so harsh when it's actually turning down the volume. Like sometimes the limiter will just make this really harsh cutting sound. I don't like that. And then the next thing we need to add is a fab filter. You could use any EQ obviously, but I choose fab filter because, I mean, just look at the UI on here. We're going to start with a low cut. Then I'm going to make a bell curve right here to pull out some of the frequencies at about 400. And then we're just going to make a bell right here to boost some of those highs. We're going to adjust this later once we actually activate the mic so I can hear what's going on. Then we're going to start with our first compressor. I'm going to start with a CLA 76. This compressor is super good for vocals because it makes your vocals sound up in your face. It's really good at controlling transients. I like to set it in the bluey version. And the weird thing about this compressor is all the way to the right is actually the fastest and all the way to the left is the slowest. This works the same for the release. So I'm actually going to keep this on a pretty quick release and a moderate attack. We're probably going to adjust this later. I'm also going to have an 8:1 ratio here. Now we're going to grab a shaping EQ, the Pugue Tech EQ P1A by Waves. Now this is a great EQ for shaping and adding warmth to your vocal. So for now, I'm going to increase this bandwidth knob, which is basically making the bell of the EQ wider. Then we're going to go to boost. We're going to boost the low end. We're going to keep the frequency at 60 hertz. And we're just going to boost some of the low end and then actually attenuate it a little bit more. So basically what we're doing here is we're boosting the low end and attenuating the frequency right in front of it. And then for the high boost, we're just going to bring this up a tad bit and the attenuation up as well. So basically, let me show you what this is doing. I'm going to open an EQ and kind of show you the curve we're making here. So basically what's going on is we're boosting low end with a very wide band, and then the attenuation is happening somewhere around here. Then we're boosting the high end and attenuating, I need to make this a bell, but something like that. So the curve that the Pube Tech is really famous for is this curve, which adds a very nice warmth, like saturation feeling to your vocal. Now, obviously you could just do this with a normal EQ, but the difference is this EQ is modeled after hardware, so it has a lot of algorithms in it that make the vocal sound a lot more different than you just doing that with an EQ. Okay, and then after this, we're adding one more compressor, the CLA2A. Now this is gonna work to just make that vocal more cohesive. It's not really catching transients, but more so just pushing that vocal together and adding some glue. So this will obviously adjust later. And at this point, what I'm gonna do is actually set the gain on my mic interface here, and I'm gonna turn it down a little bit so it's not activating the compressor too much, but we're gonna go back into that CLA76 and set the input right where we're getting about -5 to -7 decibels of gain reduction. And in order to turn your mic on in FL Studio, you just click this input button right here. The drop down is gonna come down and list your mics. I have input 1 right here with my Universal Audio Volt. Click that and then make sure this red button is armed to record. That'll make it so you hear your voice. If you're not hearing anything, click this button right here. Make sure you're set to external input only and when armed, and you should be able to hear yourself. So now let's adjust this EQ a bit. Thinking we want something like this. We'll adjust later as we start to record. CLA76, we're getting nothing, so let's turn that input up. Why trying to make me be the bad guy? Yeah. Okay, now we're starting to get something. All right, for the CLA2A, we're sitting about perfect. I actually like that a lot. And then this Pube Tech, let's see how we're feeling. Yeah. This will also be adjusted a little bit later. Maybe do something like this. Yeah, yeah. Hello, yeah. Okay, so now when I'm talking into this preset, one thing I'm noticing right away is those S's. And what you're gonna use to clean that up is called a de-esser. This is gonna remove that harshness. So I'm gonna add the R de-esser, and we're just gonna... All right, so this already sounded pretty good right off the bat. So to set your de-esser, what I like to do is just sit there and make S sounds in your mic until you have something that sounds good. What's up? This sounds good. I like that. It sounds nice. All right, let's see what we sound like so far.
Huh. Outside with my people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I've been gone.
All right, that sounds all right. What I'm noticing right off the bat is there's a little too much low end. So let's pull some of that out and let's actually listen to a real song.
Outside with my niggas, we doing the most.
Okay, so this vocal is a bit more laid back. We're gonna slow down the release and increase the attack.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Outside with my people, we doing the most. Outside with my people, we doing the most. Outside with my people, we doing the most.
Okay, so we need a bit more brightness. So an easy way to do that is just add this free plugin called Fresh Air. Fresh Air is a harmonic exciter. So it's adding these nice and bright, warm overtones to your vocal. So we're just gonna bring this high air up. A lot of people say don't crank this, but you're mixing anything that sounds good, you know?
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Outside with my people, we doing the most.
All right, that sounded pretty good. And the last thing I'm going to add in this chain for now is we're going to go to flanger and we're going to add a chorus and just turn this mix down a lot.
Outside with my people, we doing the most.
Now it's time to get started on our reverb. And this is going to be some real sauce here. So we're going to go to insert number 2, shift click this. We're going to name this verb. We're going to color this. Let's go with green. You could use any reverb you want. I'm personally going to be using Valhalla Vintage Verb because it has a great sound to it. So using a reverb bus, basically what we're doing here is we're going to take this main vocal and send a copy of it to this reverb bus. So we want this reverb to be on 100% mix, 100% wet, because we're basically going to blend in the main vocal and the reverb vocal together. So you can't hear any of the reverb now, but I'm just bringing this low cut up. All right, and now what we're going to do is click our main vocal and actually send this copy to the reverb. So the way you do that is just click this arrow right here, and now you have a bunch of reverb. So let's turn that all the way down. So now we're going to go into our reverb track again. We're going to add a fruity limiter. Now this might sound a little confusing, but you'll understand in a second. We're going to go to the comp tab and we're going to click sidechain. Just bring this to 1 or right click and click main vocal. So now basically what we're doing is the reverb is going to duck while we're talking into the vocal. And when we stop talking, that reverb is going to swell back in. And basically this allows for a clearer vocal and there's not going to be any mud from the reverb interacting with that vocal while we're actually rapping. So let's just turn this reverb up a bit. Yeah. Then we're going to go into the limiter and set the compressor. So let's bring the threshold down, bring the attack and release somewhere like this, and just bring the ratio to like 4:1. So if you bring this all the way down, you could hear what it's doing. So well, you hear it like kind of cutting in and out. If we really emphasize this, yeah. That gives you a very clear idea of what it's doing. But we don't want to do that, obviously.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I've been gone.
Okay, so I'm going to listen to the song one more time to get an idea for what this reverb actually sounds like.
Outside with my niggas, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I've been gone.
All right, so this reverb is very light. So we're going to go Also, another thing I'm going to do is add an imager to widen this reverb.
Yeah.
We're going to change this from concert hall to bright hall. Maybe even try chorus space.
Outside with my people, we doing the most.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm going to adjust this limiter a little bit more.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Outside with my people, we doing the most.
And we're going to add a fab filter to really control this.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone.
All right, let's hear what this sounds like in context.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone.
So I think we got a little too much reverb, so let's turn that down.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone.
That sounded pretty good. Maybe more high end in that reverb.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Outside with my people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone.
All right, there we go. We're getting somewhere. Now we need to set up our reverb bus. Let me listen to the song again.
Outside with my niggas, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone.
All right, so it sounds like a 1/4 ping pong delay. So we're going to name this delay. And let's just make this like a blue or something like that. So we're going to grab H delay. Like I said, you can use literally any delay plugin. It does not matter. We're going to go H delay, turn the analog off, turn the feedback down a bit, ping pong this and set it to 1/4, and then bring the high pass up to get rid of any of the mud in that vocal. And we're going to go to our reverb and just copy this limiter over by clicking save preset as and just dragging it over the delay. We have to attach the delay first, so just shift click this button. This will make it so you attach the delay, but it's on 0 volume. So let's go in that limiter. There we go. So that's set. Let's turn our delay up to taste.
Outside with my people, we doing the most.
We're going to turn this feedback way down. I'm actually going to add a reverb.
Outside with my people, we doing the most.
So now the delay has a little bit of reverb on it. It just makes it sound more washed out. And also, let's add an imager to the delay.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Outside with my people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone.
So now we just have to get the performance right, but this is sounding pretty good already. Okay, so yeah, I think we're ready to perform this. We're going to go to the delay, actually, and turn down the reverb on it. Then we're going to go to the reverb and just turn that down a bit, too. And then also I'm going to go to the Pube Tech and bring this boost down and maybe attenuate.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone.
Now we just got to get the performance down, which is honestly one of the hardest parts about vocal presets. So let's try and get it.
Outside with my people, we doing them. Outside with my people, we doing the most.
Almost.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Outside with my people, we doing the most. Outside with my niggas, we doing the most. Outside with my niggas, we doing the most. Outside with my people, we doing the most.
A little too much high end, I think.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. We doing the most. Grams on the table, people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone. Yeah, I been gone. At the base, and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Yeah, I been gone. At the base, and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Bend it over, keep steady, bend it over, keep steady, I told her. Bend it over, and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Keep steady, I told her. Base, and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Keep steady, base, and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Keep steady, I told her I'm on. Base, and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Keep steady, I told her I'm on one.
Now the hard part.
What? Keep steady, I told her I'm on one. What? Keep steady, I told her I'm on one. What? Keep steady, I told her I'm on one. What? Keep steady, I told her I'm on one. What? Tryna make me.
All right, that kind of works, right?
I'm on one. What? Tryna make me be the bad guy. What? Telling people that bitch you a damn lie. What? Tryna make me be the bad guy. What? Telling people that bitch you a damn lie. What? Tryna make me be.
All right, that's good for now, I think. Let's just hear this.
Outside with my people, we doing the most. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone. Had the bass and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Keep steady, I told her I'm on one. Tryna make me be the bad guy. Telling people that bitch you a damn lie.
So I'd say that's all right for now. I'd usually go through and really perfect those performances, but for the sake of the video, I don't want to keep doing that. So now I want to show you guys how to make an Adlib track. There's not really an Adlib track for this, but I'm just going to show you anyways. So what we're going to do is right click on the main vocal and click save vocal track state as, and just bring that to an empty mix track. Rename this Adlibs. And then we're also duplicating over the reverb and delay. The reason for this is because the reverb and delay currently has that sidechain on it in the limiter. So if our Adlib was going off, it's going to be activating that sidechain, which we don't want. So we're going to duplicate this over. We'll just make that next to the Adlib. And we're going to go into the reverb and delay and turn that limiter off on the second one. Now attach the Adlibs to the new reverb and delay. And then let's turn our Adlib track on by inserting our input. And now we're on the Adlib track. So for our Adlibs, let's just bring this up. And I want to make this kind of sound like a telephone. So I'm going to add a FabFilter Pro. We're going to add a low cut and a high cut. And then we're going to add in some resonance by bringing in these little bells. Yeah, she keep telling me I'm on. She keep telling me it's up. Let's bring in some verb. Outside with my people doing them all. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone.
Outside with my people, we doing them all. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone. At the base, and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Keep steady, I told her I'm on one. Tryna make me be the bad guy. Telling people that bitch, you a damn.
All right, so let's just listen to this from the top and see what it's actually sounding like right now.
Outside with my people, we doing them all. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone. At the base, and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Keep steady, I told her I'm on one. Tryna make me be the bad guy. Telling people that bitch, you a damn lie.
Realistically, I do not like those ad-libs on the Ys, so we're gonna delete those. But that sounds great to me. Obviously, the performance could improve a little bit, but the preset overall is great. So the last step is actually the mastering, which on my master, I already have this on. So if you use the Abbey Roads mastering chain, you can use this live version, which gives you no latency. But let me show you what I actually did here is I turned this tape equalizer from 7.5 from flat. It starts here. Go to 7.5. This is going to introduce a lot of like low end warmth that just sounds so damn good. I also increased the stereo spreader and I increased a little bit of the presence. So I'm going to show you what this sounds like with it off. So we're going to turn this off and I'm going to play it right now. So this is no master chain.
Outside with my people, we doing them all. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone. At the base, and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Keep steady, I told her I'm on one. Tryna make me be the bad guy. Telling people that bitch, you a damn lie.
All right, so now I'm turning the master chain back on, and let's take a listen to how this sounds with the master chain on. Make sure you have headphones on or some kind of studio monitors, because it does make a big difference.
Outside with my people, we doing them all. Grams on the table, yeah, I been gone. At the base, and shawty, she tryna bend it over. Keep steady, I told her I'm on one. Tryna make me be the bad guy. Telling people that bitch, you a damn lie.
All right, so that's all I got for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because like 50 of you guys are not subscribed yet, which is just absolutely crazy. Also, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see from me next. I need to know. I need to know what you guys want to see. Also, make sure you head down to the description below where I have my website, the VoxBox.shop, where I sell presets for damn near every single artist you've ever heard of. And it makes it so you don't got to do this. So, but that's all I got for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.